I just threw everything in Final Cut and it's over an hour long. So grab some popcorn, I guess. I did not expect it to be this long, but here we are. So yeah, like, subscribe, all that jazz. And tomorrow we're doing Meet the Grams. Carry on. All right, we're here. I got my headphones. Everybody's locked in. 616 in LA. I did that reaction already. You can check that out on the channel. Did Euphoria, did Taylor Made, did push-ups and everything. You can see that all on the channel. See where my opinions are. Before I turn this on, I turn on 616 in LA, turn that on. Listen to the whole thing again. I will say that song feels more like a setup. Not too many punchlines and stuff like that. There's not too much wordplay. It's mostly a setup for the angles that he's going to take, being that there's people around you giving me information. Have you ever thought that OVO is working for me? And I think lies are going to happen. It's battle rap, right? We're all going to lie about stuff. We're going to make stuff up. We're going to say, we're going to exaggerate our weapons and our capacity for violence and stuff. Like, it's battle rap. The difference between that, what Kendrick did, and in battle rap, I think the key is it has to be witty enough and the punchline has to be strong enough to where it doesn't matter. Like, we don't need to verify. Like, if you watch a battle rap, we don't need to verify that you actually have a weapon that is the size of the Eiffel Tower, because whatever the punchline was strong enough to where it was like funny or witty, or if it was just so clever that it was dope. But if you just say it, then it's like, oh, okay, all right. Or if you say something, oh, your girl did this and this, that, and that. Don't we need to verify it if the punchlines are good enough? So I would say, as much as I love 616 in LA, that would be my criticism of it, is that you're saying a lot of things that don't have verification. And I think the bars and punchlines aren't really there to back it up. That would be my criticism, not to back it up, but to make me ignore the fact that they're not being verified, I guess. Whatever you want to call that, whatever word I would use for that. So that would be my criticism of 616 in LA if I had to give it one, even though I love the song. Because going forward in something like Meet the Grams, you have misinformation, you have stuff that would make me think, oh, so the stuff in 616 in LA, that wasn't, you really don't have somebody in his camp. So now I'm retroactively going back and being like listening to it, like, and I haven't got to Meet the Grams yet. Again, we're doing the 1 year later reaction. So every day we're going to do the next one and the next one. So tomorrow I'm going to do Meet the Grams. But it because Meet the Grams, obviously there's a whole verse about him having a daughter that he doesn't have. So that retroactively makes me go back and look at 616 in LA like, oh, you're making that up about there's moles in your camp. And yeah, because remember, that was a whole big internet conspiracy theory. That was, oh my God, like, who is it? You know, like, everybody thought he was telling the truth. I thought he was telling the truth. My jaw was on the floor when I first heard that. But a year later, I'm like, oh, you really did. How did you drop the ball that bad on Meet the Grams? So yeah, I think if there were heavier punchlines and stronger punchlines and wittier wordplay and stuff like that, I could ignore that. But there wasn't, so I can't. I can't escape that feeling. So yeah, now we're on Family Matters. Who would I think is up right now? So we have 2 from Kendrick, 2 from Drake. I guess 3 from Kendrick if you include like that, but you know, full ones. 2 from Kendrick, 2 from Drake. I'm going with Drake right now. I think Drake is up, and this is how I felt back then too. I saw a lot of people felt, I forgot who it was, but somebody from the West Coast, super biased, but was talking about, everybody thought Drake was up until the West Coast record. They all kept saying the West Coast record. And in my head, I'm like, if you're admitting that everybody thought, or that most people thought Drake was up until Not Like Us, that means Drake won in any other traditional type of battle rap or combat sport or anything like that, any type of sport. If you're up for the entire time, is my hat like crooked or like my tripping? But if you're up for the entire time until the last record, you were winning the majority of the time. How does that not mean you won? It feels like well, because it's pop now, right? So it's whoever gets the last word. It's whoever or gets the perception of the last word, the stronger last word. Like, how does it end versus the entirety of the battle? I don't think that's right in terms of battle rap. And I'm not going to let people who don't even watch battle rap or care about hip hop in general, for the most part, dictate how a battle rap is judged or rap battle is judged. Personally, I'm judging it like round by round, kind of, or at least if you want to put into percentages, like who had the higher percentage of being on top throughout the duration of the battle. And I think Drake did. Still, right now we're like halfway through, right? But for this first half or whatever, so Push Ups, Tailor Made, Euphoria, and 616 in LA, I got Drake. As much as I like 616 in LA as a song, I think it's beautiful. I think it sets things up perfectly. It sets up all of his angles. Doesn't have a lot of punchlines, doesn't have a lot of bars. Like, as a diss record, it's not the best. It's not up there all-time diss records. It's just a beautiful record. Euphoria, you can go see my opinion on Euphoria or watch that video. It's in the title. My opinion's in the title, but you should watch it anyway. And then Push Ups and Tailor Made, again, you can have my opinions. You can see my opinions on there. Watch those videos. I'm not going to retread those things, but I got Drake up right now. And he's going to try to put a stamp on it with Family Matters. So let's check it out. Lock in. Do.
Maybe in this song.
Oh, I forgot how he opened this.
By saying,
Nigga, I said it.
Know that you're mad. I've emptied the clip of a friendly jazz. I deal with his dad. I gotta go bad. I gotta go bad. Yeah. Okay, that intro. That's one of the hardest intros of all time, bro. Like, you gotta. This intro in itself is a rebuttal to what Kendrick was saying at the end of Euphoria, where we don't want to hear you say no more. Like, that whole thing, and said it over and over again, just making basically trying to alienate Drake. And this is, I don't care, bro. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna say whatever I want. You know what I mean? So I love that. And having his mom intro, his white mom, I love that. As a biracial, I love that. Dad, I gotta go bad. I gotta go bad. I wonder how long he had this ready, because this was at the end of Push Ups. I was really trying to keep it PG Lang.
Civilian gang in real life, you PC. You know who really bang and set my nigga YG. You know who really bang and set my nigga Chuck T. You know who even bang and set I did see.
You know, I see a lot of people giving Kendrick a lot of leeway when it comes to this, because I remember people were like, oh, Kendrick's never claimed to bang this and do that and this. Bro, on one of these songs, I forget which one, they're all starting to blur together, he's talking about burning tattoos and you know what I mean? He's talking a lot of tough stuff. So Kendrick is right in responding like this. Like, people just ignore things Kendrick says when it's convenient. Like, no, Kendrick does talk very tough on his records. So Drake is right when he says this. Plus, Kendrick grew up in Compton, in a blood heavy neighborhood, to my understanding. Hangs around a lot of characters within that. So Drake is very right in coming at him in this way about, you know, you don't really bang a set. You're not tough. You're not, you know what I mean? I don't like how this two ends though. The video, the package of the video. Taking that Good Kid, Mad City van. You know who really bang and set my nigga YG. You know who really bang and set my nigga Chuck T. You know who even bang and set I did CB. And I saw a lot of people criticizing who really bang and set CB. Be like, oh, Drake thinks Chris Brown is really a blood out here, whatever, yada yada yada, whatever. I think that was what he was getting at. I think that was like him teasing him, like, Chris Brown is more of that than you are. I think that's what he was saying. I don't think he actually thinks Chris Brown is from Bompton, you know? Like, I think that was the joke. It's like, people don't think more like they don't use more than 2 brain cells when it comes to Drake lyrics. But when Kendrick says anything, it's like, oh my God, was he rapping from Drake's perspective on the first half of the song, and then getting inside of his mind and then flipping it? So now he's rapping from the perspective of his daughter in this verse. But you don't understand it because he didn't say it yet until Meet the Grams. And then, like, bro, what are you yapping about? And we check out my Euphoria, no, 616 in LA reaction, because we broke down, or not broke down, but we went to Genius to look at the breakdown of some of those lyrics, and I saw a lot of that, and it's annoying. But again, that Chris Brown line, I think that's what he was getting at.
Civilian gang in real life, you PC. You know who really bang except my nigga YG. You know who really bang except my nigga Chuck T. You know who even bang except out there CB. And nigga Cole loses
sleep on this, it ain't me.
You better have some paperwork.
That's a fake T. Yeah, because didn't he say something about Drake snitching or something like that? I forgot. I think I completely missed that when I was listening to the Euphoria thing. Or there was a line. I forgot what the line was. Yeah, I got to go back. But there was a line where Kendrick alluded to him snitching. I don't know how that, because in hindsight, a year later, a lot of that stuff goes over your head because nothing came of it. So some stuff just completely flies over my head. You know what I mean? Like, if something when it came from it, then I'll be like, oh, this is the line that started that whole thing. But like nothing happened. So again, this line has a lot of validity to it. This is what he's saying. Like, if you're talking about paperwork, if you're talking about facts, you're talking about, I got moles in my circle, show some evidence. Show some evidence.
You know who even bang a set out there CB. And nigga
Cole losing sleep on this, it ain't me. And that snitching thing is big. Like, you have to have evidence if you're gonna accuse somebody of snitching. But Cole sleep, I love the Cole this is at this point, because Cole is tripping about that. Yeah, the apology was insane.
Bang except my nigga YG. You know who really bang except my nigga Chuck T. You know who
736. Jeez, boy. Sleep on this, it ain't me.
You better have some paperwork of that shit fake T. Can't be rapping about no ratting that we
ain't read.
I mean, it's true, a nigga slimy for my AP. Just like I met your nigga slimy for his main squeeze. Out here begging for attention, nigga, say please. Always rapping like you about to get the slaves.
I hate this line. I don't hate this line. I love this line. But I hate the way people interpret this line, because again, when Drake raps, they don't even think. Kendrick raps, they everybody thinks they're getting Jimmy Neutron, figuring some stuff out, having brain blast every fucking line, like, oh my God, this is super intelligent. No, he's not saying you're slaves. And Kendrick completely manipulated this line into meaning something else, but people were saying it before. Actually, I don't know if they were, because, you know, Kendrick dropped so soon after this. But I was rapping like you about to get the slaves free. He's not calling people slaves. He's saying that Drake is rapping as if he's somebody he's not. He's rapping like he's God. You know what I mean? He's rapping like he's one of these legendary, like he's Harriet Tubman, like he's, you know, somebody who's freeing slaves. Like, he's rapping like he's at that level. You're not that guy. You're not. He's breaking down his character. You're just a whatever he's saying. He said you're not thugged out. You're like Chris Brown. You're not Harriet Tubman. You're not this, like, he's not this guy that you guys want him to be or think he is so bad. Like, he's just not. He's not saying that you guys are all slaves and he's trying to free the slave. Like, are you an idiot? Like, you gotta be so stupid to think that. I'm be honest. You about to get the slaves free. Activist. You just acting like an activist. It's make believe. It's exactly what I'm saying. To your hood and plant no money trees. Money trees, the wordplay with money trees. J-Rock, the song off Good Kid, Mad City. Money trees. What you really mean? Everything that's in between. Wiping up the mixed queen. And again, this has some validity to it. Like, you can't, like, he's criticizing Drake this entire time for being biracial, pretty much saying, well, you don't want to hear you say it no more. He's this entire time. And then, I mean, I guess maybe it's because he's Canadian, not because he's biracial, which I would hope that's more of the gist Kendrick's going for. But listening to this, a lot of this comes across as, you're disrespecting me because I'm biracial. You're saying I'm not a part of the culture because I'm biracial, because you're whatever, I'm alienated from the culture because I'm biracial. Your wife. Like, what are you talking about? So a lot of that is validity too. Like, he's breaking down all of Kendrick's angles here, and it's brilliant. Believe, go back to your hood and plant no money trees. Girls, but what you really mean? I've been with black and white and everything that's in between. You the black messiah, wiping up a mixed queen. You the black messiah, wifing up a mixed queen, and even then you cheat on her with white girls. So what does that say about your character? To help out with your self-esteem. But he's completely breaking him down here. I'm gonna give him the credit if nobody else does. Like, I feel like even if you think Kendrick won, like, if you are lying to yourself if you don't think this is a brilliant diss track. This is phenomenal. I wanna know what Whitney need, Bobby and Whitney. Over in y'all late teens. Say cheese. Just don't blame me. No, I love that a lot. Because I think there's levels. I think mentioning the wife is a different level than mentioning the kids. I think those are, because your wife can defend herself. She can talk for herself. She can speak. And unless you're taking Drake's angle, which is again a brilliant angle, knowing that she's not going to respond. Late teens, why you never hold your son and tell him say cheese? Which is not fair. This is not a fair angle, but it was used against him, so why not use it? But he's using that Pusha T angle where it's like, oh, where's your son at? Why didn't you Pusha T use the same angle pretty much? And it worked. It's interesting how it works against Drake, but it doesn't work for Drake, but whatever. Because like now everybody's understanding. Now everybody's super understanding. Why would Kendrick want to take his pictures and put them on social media? Why would Kendrick want to take pictures of his son and put them on the internet? Like, that's weird. Did we not just do the same thing to Drake a couple years before this? I digress. We could have left the kids. Daughter, just don't blame me. You a dog and you know you just play sweet. Your baby mama captions always screaming, save me. A life you trying to make peace. This might be day freeze. Jesus Christ. And they never respond to that. And I think that's the brilliance of this track on Drake's side. Because if there is validity to it, they're never going to say anything. But then they're also probably never going to say anything in general, because that's just not Kendrick's MO to be all over social media and gossiping and spreading drama and stuff like that. Like, so you can kind of play into that. You can say things like this that are provocative and inflammatory, but you're probably not going to get a response. Now, if this was anybody else, the fans would assume, oh, those things are true because you're not responding. But it's Kendrick. So they're just, whatever. They're just going to themselves reject that it's true, you know? I digress. But regardless, I do think he is making this, like that day free, like that was a big enough moment to where it's kind of funny. So even if this isn't true, we don't really know. Nobody said anything about it. Which I don't even know if he's saying one of those kids is Dave Freeze. I think he's just alluding to Dave Freeze and Hit Dave Free and his wife Whitney having a previous relationship, which we don't know if it's true because they never said anything about it. So this line's kind of just up in the air. Like I can't take away points from it, you know, like I would with 616 in LA. I might take away points from the Inside Mole allegations because something was false. Like it doesn't have a daughter. So now if it comes out 10 years from now that he always had a daughter, then I'll take this back, but he doesn't have a daughter. So like I have to take away points from that. This never really got resolved. I don't remember like him and Dave Free and his wife having a previous relationship. Like nobody's even come out and denied it, even if it was true. So it's kind of just up in the air. So, but regardless, he made a memorable enough moment with it. And that's kind of what I was talking about with 616 in LA. I guess he made a memorable moment with it. So yeah, maybe I will retroactively take back what I said earlier, but still neither one of these are like bars or anything. Dog and you know it, you just play sweet. Your baby mama captions always screaming, save me. All your life been trying to make peace. I heard that one of them little kids might be day free. That's so petty, bro. Don't make it day freeze. Cause if your GM is your BM secret BD, then this is all making plenty fun. Don't make it day freeze. Cause if your GM is your BM secret BD. If your GM is your baby mama secret baby daddy. Okay, sorry. Wrote that in code. Sense to me.
Hey, let that shorty breathe. Shake that ass, bitch.
That's crazy.
Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Shake that ass.
This is nuts. Talking about his wife.
Yeah.
Or not his wife, but girlfriend. That's insane. Not the kind of free I'm talking about my Dave. Yeah. Yeah. That's nuts. And if they did have a previous relationship, that probably felt a little weird. No, this is fire. Little K, we got that. A little K, a little AK-40, you know, a firearm. A mini Drake, which essentially looks like a mini, like a Draco is a firearm that looks like a mini AK-47. I think it's maybe the same platform. I don't know, but it's this wordplay there. So that's really smart, and I like that a lot. Mini Drake, but also saying like, you meant a little K, we call it a mini Drake, like you're just a mini me type of thing. So the wordplay there is really dope. Mini Drake. And I usually don't like the Drake lines, but it's Drake, so he's allowed to do it. He always said I overlooked him. I was staring straight. I never, metaphorically and literally, like standing up next to him. I'm so tall, I'm so much taller than him. If I'm standing straight, I have to overlook him. You know, like I'm not intentionally doing it, but metaphorically, again, I'm not intentionally doing it. I'm just so much higher than you. I have to overlook you. He always said I overlooked him. I was staring straight. These bars go over Kenny head no matter what. Again, it's so petty, but it's dope. They go over his head no matter what I say. Like they're going to go over his head because he's not intelligent enough to catch them. But then also, but again, he's setting the precedent that this is about bars and wordplay and like the fundamentals of battle rap. Like he is still saying this is the most important thing, no matter all this drama, he's emphasizing these bars, and he keeps doing it. But saying they don't have a choice to go over his head. He's so short. So, but then also because he's so stupid that, you know, my bars are just way more intelligent. So they're going to go over his head because I'm so much better than him. What I say, I know you like to keep it short, so let me. Okay, this one's just petty. This one's just petty. But keeping it short, paraphrase means to keep something short. Like it's a paraphrase a sentence, is just shortening it. Knew it was smoke when Abel hit us with the serenade. Niggas say, Wait, no, that line's too hard. I gotta listen to the whole build up. I haven't listened to this in forever, but I played this a lot. No matter what I say, I know you like to keep it short, so let me paraphrase. Knew it was smoke when Abel hit us with the serenade. Niggas say, almost started reaching for my waist. Drop a 50 bag for the mob in a spot. Drop a 50 bag, 29 for the thought. I was really trying to keep it. Yeah, and this switch is crazy. And then the flow. But he's still drop a 50 bag. He's still alluding to drop and give me 50. He's still alluding to Top Dog taking 50% of his stuff, or, you know. So the bad contracts, he's still alluding to that. He hasn't let go of that angle. I don't think he should. Even though Kendrick did respond with, you know, you're signed to a person, assigned to a person, assigned to that person, you know. But he still hasn't let go of that 50 thing. So still on that. When Abel hit us with the serenade, niggas say, almost started reaching for my waist. Drop a 50 bag for the mob in a spot. Drop a 50 bag, 29 for the thought. I was really trying to keep it. Yeah, we stop playing around and take this shit serious, like. Niggas is a joke, I take it serious though. Yeah, look. If Drake shooters doing TikToks, nigga really shooting in your gang, that's peace, brother. Y'all ain't getting shit shot, nigga. Can't listen to the stick talking falsetto, saving for a hip hop, nigga. You don't even be at home, dog. You a souvenir out the gift shop, nigga. Still mad about that one hoe. We ain't even fuck. I just lip lock with her. I get acting when it's. All right, so now he's talking about other people. He's talking about Weeknd right now. He's talking about that issue. Like he's bouncing between all these targets, and again, people. I like it because, like I said, I grew up on 50 Cent. I grew up on Eminem. I grew up on people who were in beef with everybody and would address them all at one time. I think that's hard. To me, that's just dope. But it is a valid criticism if that's what you choose to criticize. Like, I can't argue with you if you say that's what the main reason he lost the battle is because he's not targeting Kendrick enough. That's fair, because all of Kendrick's diss tracks were strictly towards Drake. Drake is going at everybody else too. But again, he kind of set it up here. I'm looking over Drake. Like, I don't really see them the same way you see. I don't see Kendrick the same way you see him. We have this reverence of Kendrick, or like many people do. I'm kind of looking at them like they're all the same. Like, and I believe him. Like, when he's at that level, I probably believe that he does look like at everybody kind of like the same way. He's looking at Weeknd the same way. He's looking at Kendrick the same way. He probably looks at Weeknd higher than Kendrick. He probably thinks people are going to, if he doesn't respond to Weeknd, people are going to say, oh, Weeknd bodied you. So he has to address it. So like, you have to try to think of it from Drake's perspective, not yours. Drake's looking at the numbers, and number-wise, Weeknd is probably bigger than Kendrick. I don't know. I haven't seen him, but just going off how many WrestleManias he's made the theme song for, he's probably bigger than Kendrick. And this beat switch is nasty. The gunshots, that's gross. Yeah. It's hard every time.
Stop playing around and take this shit serious, like. Niggas is a joke, I take it serious.
This kind of feels like the formula that Reason went with in his recent diss track, like the switching the beat a few times. The Reason went with against Joey. And so it works. I mean, Royce used it against Mr. Fab. Royce 5'9". Like what, late 2000, something like that? I don't know. It's called Who Got Bodied. Look that up. But he switches the beat like every 10 seconds. Not that frequent, but he switches the beat a lot, and it was fire.
Look, if Drake shooters doing
TikTok in your game, that's peace, brother. Y'all ain't getting stick talking falsetto. That's fire. Can't listen to the stick talking falsetto. Still mad about that one hoe. We ain't even fuck. I just lip lock with her. I get active when it's wartime. I ain't even really let my dick drop, nigga. What the fuck? I heard Rick drop, nigga. Talking something about a nose job, nigga. Ozempic got a side effect of jealousy. I never told y'all niggas put a nigga in the bars, let a nigga rock, kinda like your old job, nigga. House sitting on some land. Put him in the bars. He's talking about Rick Ross. Like, now he's switching to Rick Ross. Like, he's firing at everybody, and it's just tough. But again, if you want to criticize Drake and say, well, Kendrick's up because you're not talking about Kendrick here, that's fair. You know, me, I think it's impressive. I think it's dope. Like, and plus, on Drake's perspective, I think it's smart because you're saving more ammo for Kendrick, because you're not wasting 7 minutes on Kendrick. You're dividing who your targets are, so you probably still have more left for Kendrick. Can't listen to the stick talking falsetto, saving for a hip hop, nigga. You don't even be at home, dog. You a souvenir out the gift shop, nigga. Still mad about that one hoe. We ain't even fuck. I just lip lock with her. I get active when it's wartime. I ain't even really let my dick drop, nigga. What the fuck? I heard Rick drop, nigga. Talking something about a nose job, nigga. Ozempic got a side effect of jealousy and doubt. I never told y'all niggas put a nigga in the bars, let a nigga rock, kinda like your old job. That's nigga. Fire. Put him in the bars, let him rock, kind of like your old job. He used to be a parole officer. Rick Ross. Ozempic got a side effect of jealousy is nasty. Ozempic got a side effect of jealousy and doubt. I never told y'all niggas put a nigga in the bars, let a nigga rock, kinda like your old job, nigga. House sitting on some land, but it's out where no one even really knows. Niggas, bitches gotta drive 2 hours for you pay them just to give a blow job, nigga. Saying you're a gooner, Ross. You're a gooner is what he's saying. Must have started up a snow job, nigga. House sitting on some land, but it's out where no one even really know. Y'all niggas, bitches gotta drive 2 hours for you pay them just to give a blow job, nigga. Must have started up a snowball, cause my last record deal was 400 ends. These days, that's a low bar, nigga. Hey, who's next on the list? Which one of my... I think I always thought he said mustard, not must've. Must've snorted up a snowball. I thought he said mustard snorted up a snowball. Niggas, which one of my so-called niggas, which one of my so-called niggas need a sheriff on a clip? Always knew I had to smoke out. This, oh my god, this is fire. Good kid, mad city van, will pot a latch and make the door slide. Tears running down my cheek, laughing at you pussy. That's a war cry. That's disgusting. Wait, we're gonna get to that, but that's nasty. Good mad city van, will pop a latch and let the door slide. This is arguably the best bar in the battle. I think it was Mickey Fax also said the same thing. Tears running down my cheek, laughing at you dying. That's a war cry. That's disgusting. Good Kid, Mad City van will pop the latch and let the door slide. Like he's hopping out the Good Kid, Mad City van and lighting you up. That's fire. Always knew I had to smoke out niggas. Good kid, Matt City, man. Will popularity let the door slide. I think that's disgusting. A little more pride. That's so petty. Atlanta is kind of known for having many we're just gonna keep it pushing. Let me find another street nigga I can take to the game court side. Let me get a used Ferrari for a rapper, take the nigga on a horse ride. Anything to take a spotlight off the fact the boss is a drugged out little punk sissy. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about this. Everything else we're ignoring. The boss is a drugged out little punk sissy from the north side. So he's saying you're not from the 6. I don't know how big of a thing that is up there. I don't know. But you're not from the hood you say you're from. Drugged out little punk sissy. You're drugged out. You're a punk. I'm here. That's a dog. I'm gonna check either way. Alright, but yeah. Let's allow us to continue. My coat fell. Wait, give me a minute. We're just gonna leave that there. Yeah, let's go. Punk sissy from the north side. Rakim talking shit. Now he's on ASAP. ASAP Rocky. If you didn't know, Rakim was his real name. Rakim's his real name. Drugged out little punk sissy from the north side. Rakim talking shit again. Gas cause you hit my being first, nigga. Do the math who I was hitting in. That kind of ends it. that kind of whatever ASAP's. I think I listened to it a long time ago. It was nothing. It was like a BS line. But like he's dissing him. I think he said that he messed with Drake's baby mama, which is like Drake isn't with this girl. Like respectfully, he's not like with her. He's not like marrying this girl. He kind of. I think it was just like a one-time thing. Or maybe somebody was dating. And he got her pregnant. Whatever. Drake saying, "I could do the math, brother. While you were I was with your wife, brother." Like, which is real. Like, it's a real line, and I think like there's a difference. Like, yeah, you were with my baby mom. I was with the person you're marrying. Which none of this matters. Let's be clear. And none of this matters. The ex and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. But if you're gonna come at me about it, clearly it's something that bothers you, or in a way that like that would bother you because you're using it against somebody, right? So I'm gonna use it against you. I don't care. But clearly you do. And I was with your wife, brother. That's fire. That's a fire response to that. So like that ended the whole ASAP thing with that line alone. And ASAP still hasn't responded. And I don't want to hear an album or a song until he does, brother, because this is hip hop. And people are rapping. We're outside 2025 and 2024. I don't want to hear a word from you until you respond to this. I doubt he will though, because Drake is, I guarantee you, he's yearning to catch a body. He wants somebody to say something stupid. I ain't even know you rest still, cause they only talking about your fit again. Probably gotta have a kid again for you think of dropping any shit again. Even side, Rakim talking shit again. Gas cause you hit my being first, nigga. Do the math who I was hitting in. I ain't even know you rest still, cause they only talk about your fit again. That's fire. Because they don't talk about that last album, Testing. They don't talk about the music he's dropped. He's right. Like a lot of that has validity. Like anytime I see ASAP, he's talking about his fashion. He's talking about Rihanna. He's talking about the baby. He's talking about him getting arrested, and he beat the case. Thank God. You know, I mean, if he, thank God he beat the case and everything is good. But that's, I mean, they don't talk about his music. That is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of truth to that. That's fire. I ain't even know you rest still, cause they only talking about your fit again. Probably gotta have a kid again for you think of dropping any shit again. Even when you do drop, they gon' say you should've modeled cause it's mid again. Smoking 50, but they should've put you on the first. It's real. Like, it is real. Last time he dropped it, they said it was mid. I thought it was mid. I liked ASAP. I like ASAP's other projects. That last project was mid. It was certified mid. When you do drop, they gon' say you should've modeled cause it's mid again. Smoking 50, but they should've put you on the first one trying to get it in. Ask Spring if this a good idea, the next time you cut it in a bed again. She'll even tell your leader boy alone. You get your head split again. So like, ask Rihanna. Talk to your girl. She's gonna tell you, don't mess with me, And he hasn't messed with him.
one trying to get it in. Ask Spring if this a good idea. The next time you cut it in.
Bet again.
She'll even tell your leader boy alone.
Or you get your head split again. My stomach ain't never really been through it.
Lil Wayne, he a fucking lame, so I know he had to be an influence. These niggas had a plan and
I think it's interesting. He didn't really go at Future here. He's more so going at Metro. And Metro, I think, recently came out and said he regrets dissing Drake. If I'm Drake, I'm not forgiving none of that. That's BS. You made a whole album sneak dissing me. I wouldn't forgive that.
you cut it in a bed again. She'll even tell your leader boy alone.
Or you get your head split again.
Shit made me sick to my stomach.
We ain't never really been through that. Like, that's gotta hurt, bro. Like, but we never really been through. We never went through anything crazy. And then now I just get surprised with a whole album dissing me. But it's not even you directly dissing me. You're just on features of people subbing me. Like, that's weird, bro. That's weird behavior. Like, people, like, I think people are afraid of calling it how it is. Drake's a victim in this situation, bro. Because Drake has always been up here our entire lives. Like, dog, like, I'm 24. So, like, my entire life, Drake has been on top pretty much. Or not my entire life, half my life. Half my life, Drake's been on top. So it's weird to look at a situation and be like, oh, no, this is a 20v1. He is a victim in this situation. He is being ambushed. He does not have the advantage in this situation. But you got to think, he was completely ambushed by all of these people. Kendrick was not prepared for. So that's why everything sounds like a rebuttal, because this was new. He didn't have these diss tracks in the stash like Kendrick seemingly did. Rick Ross came out of nowhere. He was cool with Rick Ross. Weeknd came out of nowhere. I don't know if he was cool with Weeknd, but like Future, they have an album together. Metro, like, he didn't expect any of this, and now he has to handle it. So then, like, there's some leeway you gotta give him with how he handled. Like, people will be like, oh, he shouldn't have came at everybody, bro. They all came at him at the same time. This feels like targeted to take him down. Like, I would feel that way. I feel like I gotta come at everybody. He didn't take months to analyze how I'm gonna respond. Okay, I'm gonna make these diss tracks for these people. This diss track. No, bro. They did this immediately. Like, a week later, he responded to Kendrick. You gotta give him credit for that. You have to, and if you don't, you're an idiot. I'm gonna be honest. But like, just think about it.
Even when you do drop, they gon' say you should have modeled cause it's mid again. Smoking Fendi, but they should have put you on the first one trying to get it in.
I don't smoking Fendi, but I know Fendi is the smoking Fenty about. They should have put you on the first one. You trying to get it in. What does that mean?
Have a kid again for you think of dropping any shit again. Even when you do drop, they gon' say you should have modeled cause it's mid again. Smoking Fendi, but they should have put you on the first.
I don't know. Maybe something mid and smoking, like mid. I don't know.
Trying to get it in. Ask Spring if this a good idea. The next time you cut it in a bed again. She'll even tell your leader boy alone.
Or you get your head split again. Future is Pluto. I believe Lil Wayne is Metro Boomin.
These niggas had a plan and they finally found a way to roll get into it. Two separate albums, this and I just did a cam to it. Niggas
scam through it. I forgot there was a second album. And that's not even me trying to be like funny or trying to be disrespectful or anything. Like, I completely forgot they dropped a second album. First album I thought was decent. There were a couple songs on there were fire. Like That was dope. Even then, Like That I didn't like as a song. I like Kendrick's verse, but like the rest of it I didn't really like. But even on the radio, they don't play that third Future verse. They don't. Think I'm lying? Turn on the radio. I bet they played the song up into Kendrick's verse. They played a little bit of Futures and then they cut it out, or they just skip Futures altogether. All the time. I don't hear anything else off that album. I like that one song I think with Rick Ross. I don't listen to the album outside of that. I just said the skim through it. Kim has a clothing brand or something called Skim. I wonder if Kim had anything to do with Future Metro Boomin. She's probably slept with them, if I'm being if I'm not being petty. Or if I am being petty. But I wonder if there is some ties there, and that was a reference to that.
So I know he had to be an influence. These niggas had a plan and they finally found a way to roll get into it. Two separate albums, this and I just did a cam to it. Niggas swam through it. Me and Savage had the hose dripping wet. It shows almost had to
swim to it. Baby King put his pen to it. People, okay, bro. Like, he's talking about like now. He's talking about like currently. Like, again, he's not being literal. We all know Kendrick has classic albums prior to, like, people think it's like this big gotcha moment when it's like, oh yeah, Baby Keem writing Mad City, you know, like, no, we know Keem didn't, or like 13-year-old baby Keem writing Money Trees, you know, like, no, we all know Kendrick, like Drake knows this. Like, what, this isn't this big gotcha moment. No, it's just a joke. He's not being serious, but he's joking, saying like Keem has written some stuff for you. He's just saying, yeah, your best stuff is when Keem writes for you, or when you're working with Keem. You know what I mean? Like, that's all he's saying. Like, people don't use more than 2 brain cells when they're listening to Drake. I swear to God. Or they just overly dissect Drake stuff, and they overly criticize Drake stuff in this battle, but they don't do the same with Kendrick. I'm here to do the same to both of them. This just happens to be an amazing diss track. You can watch my 616 in LA reaction if you want to see some Kendrick glaze. But now we're on Drake, and I'm gonna glaze where it's appropriate. Watch me glaze all over the place, baby. Moving on.
These niggas had a plan and they finally found a way to roll into it. 2 separate albums dissing, I just did a cam to it. Niggas scam through it. Me and Savage had a whole drip of shows, almost had to swim to it. K-Dot shit is only hitting hard.
Baby King put his pen to it.
Ross calling me the white boy and the shit.
Kinda got a ring to it. White flags while the whole club sing to it. Brilliant. That is brilliant. That's how you respond. That's a rebuttal. It's clever. It's kind of got a ring to it. He's embracing his biracialness. That's how you respond to that. You don't run from it. You don't reject it, because I haven't heard anything about that white boy, because everybody was clowning Drake and thought it was the most hilarious thing in the world till Drake responded to this. I haven't heard nothing about that Ross diss track. Nothing.
2 separate albums dissing, I just did a cam to it.
I think that's how you're supposed to respond to that. Shut the whipping better show. We're gonna get to the Savage thing when we get to Not Like Us. Baby King put his pen to it. White boy and kind of got a ring to it. Sing to it. Candlelight. Rick Meet Mama Miranda, right? That's nasty. Rick was a parole officer, or right? Parole officer. Put his pen to it. Kinda got a ring to it. Murder scene. So this is where he starts the Rick Ross says, murder scene on your man tonight. Come to candle with the whatever he said. Come to the vigil with the candlelight. Body after body, you know, Rick meet him. That's nasty. But yeah, body after body, like this whole song was set up to be like, I'm knocking everybody down one by one. You know, Rick reading my Miranda rights. And just to top it off with that is brilliant.
Yeah, the fucking body and you know Rick reading my Miranda rights. I'm going on vacation, I hope next time y'all plan it right, cause you gotta pay for saying my name. Guess now niggas understand the price now.
So I'm going on vacation now. Yada yada. Hope y'all understand the price.
My Miranda rights. I'm going on vacation, I hope next time y'all plan it right, cause you gotta pay for saying my name. Guess now niggas understand the price now.
You gotta pay for saying my name, understand the price. Wordplay there with price, pay to say my name. But I feel like he's setting up him exiting this battle here, which again makes me feel like this is orchestrated, because again they have 4 solid diss tracks each. One of them is not on streaming. It's weird. It's just weird on each side, you know, like it's weird how they match up perfectly, pretty much. It feels orchestrated in that sense. And it felt like Drake knew the battle was about to end here. It sounded like he knew he only had one more, you know, which is weird. It's just a weird, like you went very quickly from, now let's keep it going. Let's battle, to I'm about to go on vacation. It sounded like he was trying to set up him not respond. Like he knew he wasn't going to be able to respond after Heart Part 6. He knew that was going to have to be the last one, because they set up a 4-for-4 deal, I'm assuming. This is speculation. And there were rumors that they spoke to each other prior to the battle and set it up like, we're going to do this. So it seemed like he was getting his excuse ready, because if he didn't respond after Heart Part 6, people are going to be like, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to do? He's setting it up here. Oh, I'm going on vacation. It just didn't work. That's what it sounds like to me. That's my speculation. Now he's going to New Ho King or whatever that Kendrick was making fun of him in Euphoria. Kendrick just opened his mouth. This is brilliant. Open his Grammy right now.
Where's your uncle at?
That aged like fine wine. But to be fair, at the last Grammys, I think Kendrick did deserve those Grammys. Before, that hasn't always been the case, I don't think. Not with every Grammy he's won, but that's any Grammy awards, honestly. But he's like, Kendrick, y'all just give Kendrick the awards. He just opened his mouth. He's being petty about it, but there's a lot of truth to that. Kendrick can do whatever, and you guys say it's the best thing ever. I think, didn't that song with Baby Keem get nominated with something? That song was garbage. That one song, I forgot what it was, but that was horrible. And I think everybody was praising that. Like, oh my, this is the best thing ever. Nobody listening to that. That was trash. But basically saying he gets praised. It's a metaphor, but in general he gets praised. But then also literally the Grammys will hand him anything, as long as he drops something. He's an industry darling. Again, he's still going at him for being an industry darling, as much as people claim that he's our Lord and Savior of the of the underground hip hop, of the real hip hop and stuff like. Bro, he's industry. So like that's what Drake is saying here. Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle at? Because I want to talk to the man of the house. That's gross. Not gross, but like that's like gross. Like that's dope. Like that's fire. Where's your uncle at? Because I want to talk to the man of the house. If you listen to Auntie Diaries, is that what it's called? Something Diaries. On Meet the Grams. Jesus Christ. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. He talks about his aunt making a transition to become a man. And now my aunt's my uncle, or whatever the case is.
Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle at?
Because I want to talk to the man of that house. He's basically saying, I'm not co-signing this. I'm saying what Drake is saying. I'm just analyzing. He's saying like the most manly person in your house is somebody who transitioned from being a woman. That's basically what he's saying. I'm going to continue. That's what Drake is saying.
West Coast niggas do fade. Just open his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle at?
Because I want to talk to the man of the house. Chinese food sounds great right now. Now I'm handing them out. Now we're getting physical. Now it's, well, I guess Kendrick made it physical first. Snatching chains and burning tattoos or whatever. Yeah. Bro, you do phase, right? Come fight. And nobody's taken Drake up for that challenge yet. So I guess that's like, I don't know how you handle physicality in a diss track, but again, nobody's answered him. So like, I feel like you got to give him some points there. Nobody's taking him up for that challenge. Kendrick didn't come out and say, yeah, let's fight. And if I'm Drake, or I'm thinking of me, whatever, I'm not Drake. Me, I think Drake is for real when he says that. His legacy out of my house, because that's dangerous. I feel like you have to be serious if you say something like that, because if the other person does say yes, you have to follow through. You know what I mean? Like you have to. Where Kendrick is talking all the physical stuff. All right, West Coast dudes do phase, right? Come get this whipping, I'm handing them out. So to me, that works. That is points for Drake, because Kendrick got physical first. Now, if it was just random physicality, I can't just give you points for that, but Kendrick did it first. Kendrick said, word, stash a change and burn a tattoo. Drake said, all right, come do it. So I'm with it.
Where's your uncle at?
Other than the man of the house, that line is no comment. Handed him out. Come get his legacy out of my house. I mean, those are all Pharrell's chains. I'm assuming Drake has them all. I don't know. There was something with that later on. I don't know. The cease and desist is for, but then you sued after Not Like Us. Again, this is why it's important to look at this a year later. That one, if you're saying a cease and desist is for that, then what is a lawsuit about the song about? You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, are those different situations anyway? Because I would say, like, at face value right now, I'm looking at those situations like they're pretty much the same. And you're saying a cease and desist is for this type of person. Then I would assume this makes you this type of person as well from your own, rules. You know, how do you feel about that? You can tell me how you feel about that, I guess. But I, the way I'm looking at it, it's the same thing. Unless he's more so looking at it like I'm going against UMG, not necessarily Kendrick. Like I'm not trying to take down Kendrick's crap via lawsuit. I'm more so thinking of it like this is an orchestrated attack from me, from UMG or Universal or Interscope, whatever the case, whoever these people are. I don't know who signed to who. I don't care. I know Kendrick signed to TDE and stuff, but I don't know who distributes what and whatever. I ain't that lost in the sauce, brother. um, but yeah. Because I talked about that lawsuit a little bit. I only did one video on it. I was going to do another one, but I decided not to. It was just stupid and messy. But because the way they did push Not Like Us, everything, like it felt like it was being pushed way more by the labels. And if I was Drake and Kendrick and I was actually setting this up, I probably would set it up to where nothing is on streaming. Now they don't really have anything to push. You don't see Interscope pushing 616 in LA. You don't see whatever Drake signed to, I don't know if he's still on Young Money, Cash Money, whatever, but you don't see anybody pushing TaylorMade, you know? So I think if I was them, should have set the whole thing up off streaming. So then you kind of alienate the casuals too. You're still gonna get a lot of casuals, but you alienate them more. But then you also you kind of keep it more pure. You keep the labels out of it as much. So that's how they should have done it, in my opinion. If you did want to keep it pure, you didn't want to worry about the labels. But I don't know. I don't know who. Somebody in this exchange, I really do believe they spoke to each other, because there was a rumor, but then also because everything kind of matched up that, hey, one of these songs is going to be off streaming. I don't know why, but it seemed like we're each going to have a song that's off streaming. I wonder who was in on that deal that was like, yeah, but we need 3 ones that we can't put on streaming. It sounds like a Drake move. Maybe it was Kendrick though.
Out of my house, a cease and desist is for hoes. Can't listen to lies.
I'm out of your mouth. Tupac Estate. Drake from To Me, they get this down. I think they came out and said Kendrick didn't call him. I don't recall, if I'm remembering correctly. But if there is validity to that, you're talking about a cease and desist, bro. You called the Kendrick Estate and got TaylorMade taken down. TaylorMade is actually taken down. Like, I tried to upload a reaction to it. If you go listen to it, my reaction, there's just no audio from the song on there. It's just, you know, my reaction / commentary on it, and I edited the parts down so it's a little shorter. You know, got to stare at me, you know, just bobbing my head. But yeah, I mean, sounds like there's validity to that. But I think Tupac Estate did say Kendrick didn't say anything. But I don't know, all that West Coast bias, I would believe that they lied about that. But it said, oh no, Kendrick didn't call me. Like, maybe he did make a phone call. I don't know. But let's continue. Out of my house. What was the thing about Pharrell? I forgot. Oh no, Drake dissed Pharrell on like a previous track. I forgot what that was called, but I had a little lyric video I made for it. Out of my house. Cease and desist is about. I'm out of your mouth. You caught it too quick to stay. And beg them to sue me and get that shit down. I'm losing perspective on beef. Boy, when the same beat and I kill you for fun. Your daddy got robbed by top. You stunning and Wayne. Like Father Like Son, that's fire. That like Father Like Son, your dad, he's alluding to Duckworth, the song Duckworth off the album Damn, where his father or Top came in to rob the church's chicken or whatever that Kendrick's father is working at. Like Father Like Son, you're getting robbed by Top too. Anthony set up the plays. I don't know who Kojo is, but he's saying you're getting robbed. You tell me what I shouldn't say. But fucking my nigga, it's already done. Kojo be charging you double for none. They shook about what I'ma say. But texting your phone like we already won. You tell me what I should. Who's texting who? You stunning and Wayne like Father Like Son. Anthony set up the plays. Kojo be charging you double for none. They shook about what I'ma say. But texting your phone. Oh, if he's saying like Kojo, whoever Kojo is, and Top Dog are scared of me, but they're texting you, playing in your face like, oh no, you're good, you're winning. But they're really worried about what I have to say. Like we already won. You tell me what I shouldn't say. But fucking my nigga, it's already done. We already know it's a 20v1. Know why you went number one. It's clearly because of the boy. Honorable thing is to give me the loot. It's only Big D in this video proof that's how you get ahead. Because Kendrick hasn't referenced that video yet. Drake's getting ahead of it. I thought it was a brilliant way. It's hilarious. I think it's one of the funnier lines. Because there was a video of Drake playing with his dingaling. So, and you got to get ahead of it some way, and that was a great way to get ahead of it, I guess. Like, how else do you address that before Kendrick does? You know what I mean? How else do you do it? That's kind of the only way you can, and it was witty. But texting your phone like we already won. You tell me what I shouldn't say. Alluding to the end of Euphoria. It's already done. We already know it's a 20v1. We already know why you went number one. It's clearly because of the boy. The honorable thing is to give me the loot. You right about fuck the big three. It's only video proof. My son should go play at the park. Two light skinned kids. That shit is funny. That isn't blacker than you. We get it. We got it. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get that you like to put gin in your juice. Yeah. 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 Oh, forgot about that. Wait a minute. Yeah, now he's just clowning on him. Like, kind of started with Kendrick, went to everybody else, went back to Kendrick. Like, this is fire. Like, the disses are landing, but then it's also clever. It's also funny. It's also witty. We already know why you went number one. It's clearly because of the boy. The honorable thing is to give me loot. You right about fuck the big three. Only big thing is video proof. To play at the park. Two light-skinned kids that would be cute. Again, Kendrick kids are probably darker than Drake, but or Drake's kid, obviously. But the gist is like, dog, like you're talking about all this like stuff about me and my racial makeup and all this stuff. Your wife's biracial, dog. Your kids are white. Your kid, like, it is what it is. But you're dissing me. Unless you don't want to be seen. Anyone who isn't blacker than you. Blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Gin in your juice. But like the line of like, oh, our two light skinned kids that will be cute. That's just funny. It's just a funny line. That was a jump, boy. Sweeter the juice. We get that you like to put gin in your juice. We get that you think that you're bishop and juice. When you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense cause she bigger than you? Your back is up against the curb. You digging for dirt, she be digging for proof. Why did you move to New York? I don't know where he got that from. I don't know if there's anything real to that. I don't know if it is him just making stuff up from Mr. Morale, like the whole was that even a physical altercation, that one song that was kind of like Kim, like in the way it was structured, as far as like it was more of a performance than a song, with the one woman. I don't remember anybody getting their hands put on in that altercation. So like, I don't know if he actually has some information or that's just him making stuff up. I don't know. But again, that's kind of how it works. It's because he knows Kendrick's not going to come out and be like, oh no, I never did that. That's part of the reason why, like, I wanted more rebuttals from Kendrick. That's part of the reason why a lot of his stuff didn't stick for me, is because there weren't a lot of rebuttals. Like, it felt like everything he had was loaded up already for the most part. And maybe he like swapped out some lines to make some references here and there, but like there weren't a lot of rebuttals. But, and that was the most frustrating thing for me following this battle, is like, well, no, because I wasn't on the internet for a while. I think I got on the internet this night or like the night after this, because I was like, I got to see what people are talking about, and there's a bunch of idiots. But at this point, Drake was way up for me. But would be cute. It's weird to me how everybody was, hey, Drake needs to prove this. Drake needs to come out and say he didn't do this. He needs to, or he really is this person, especially after Not Like Us. People were like, oh no, you need to prove that you're not this, to Drake come out and say. And then when he did it, then it was like, oh, he didn't do it well enough, or oh, he only is addressing it because it's true. Like, you know, like people just flip, and there was no way he's going to win this in the pub. As far as like court of public opinion, there was no way. But my point is, nobody held Kendrick to that same standard. Kendrick never came out, or even he did the video for Not Like Us, and when Whitney was in the video, everybody was like, oh, see, that proves he didn't cheat on her, or he didn't hit her, or whatever. No, it doesn't. That just means they are currently in a good relationship and they healed, you know, which is good. But that's not an indication that nothing bad happened previously at all. People are idiots, dog. I swear to God. You're digging for dirt, you should be digging for proof. Drake has done that. Drake digs for dirt in battles. So that's, But saying, I mean, you called me a snitch. You know? New York. Is it because you live in that bachelor life? But don't want to make her your actual wife. Is that true that he proposed in 2015? I don't remember. I don't know all the lore. I don't know if that was a thing. But if that's true, that is a little funny. I'm guessing this wedding ain't happening right, because we know the girls that you actually like. The darkest secrets are coming to light. It's all on your face like what happened to Mike. Is it again, he's the Mike and Prince thing. But don't want to make her your actual wife. I'm guessing this wedding ain't happening right, because we know the girls that you actually white like. Girls. The darkest secrets are coming to light. It's all on your face like what happened to Mike. Oh shit. And that's kind of like the visual imagery of Michael Jackson, he's black, it's coming to light. He's turning white. He's alluding to Kendrick. Yeah, you really, you're super pro-black, super social in the black communities and stuff like that. But you cheat on your wife for a white girl. You really just like white girls. It's coming to light. It's, like you're really not who you say you are. It's a brilliant flip on it. Plus the flip on the whole Michael Prince thing that they've been going back and forth with. Because we know the girls that you actually like. The darkest secrets are coming to light. It's all on your face. Like, and this has to hold a lot of weight, because it holds a lot of weight to the battlers. These are the rules that they set. Kendrick Lamar himself is also going back and forth with this Michael and Prince thing. So if he's holding it in a high enough regard to where he's participating, if Drake hits it back, you have to credit Drake for it. You can't just ignore it, like, oh no, it doesn't matter. The bars don't matter. The punchlines don't matter. It matters to the battlers. So I'm following the rule set that they set. And if I'm talking about bars and punchlines and stuff like that, Drake is way up. Oh shit. It's all making sense. You're Prince and you actually Mike. Michael was praying his features would change. So people believe that he's actually white. Top will make you do features for change. Get on pop records and rap for the whites. And wait, you say your brother Jermaine, but you want him to stay out of the light. Oh shit. That's fire. That whole lot, like the wordplay, the name flips, everything about that was fire. And if you don't think, like, bro, like, I don't know, people are just gonna say I'm glazing or whatever, but it is what it is. Like, it is fire. Like, if Kendrick said this, you would be saying it was fire. It's all on your face like what happened to Mike. Oh shit. It's all making sense. Maybe I'm Prince and you actually Mike. So that's how he sets it up. It's like, oh, maybe you are Prince and I am Michael. Michael's praying his features would change so people would believe that he's actually white. Like, you would get the nose jobs and the, surgery and all, you know what I mean? The makeup and all that stuff, right? The hair, he made his hair, the red lips, like all that stuff. Michael was praying his features would change so people believe that he's actually white. I remember that got a lot of heat though. People were, oh, you diss Michael Jackson. No, he's not really dissing Michael. This is just bars, bro. It's battle rap. Like, it's gonna get disrespectful. These are diss tracks. If you are not built for them to listen to them, if you're too soft to listen to them, go somewhere else, bro. And if you're a super Michael Jackson fan, you're probably not a battle rap fan. So I mean, like I'm talking about, like, you're on social media listening to Michael Jackson all day. Like, everybody loves Michael Jackson, but you know what I mean as far as his music goes. But if your thing is more pop, and is what I'm saying, if your thing's more pop and that type of stuff, you're probably not super into battle rap. But regardless, he would pray his features would change. Top makes you do features for change. Like, the wordplay there, and get on pop records and rap for the whites. Like, the rhyming is really incredible there. But then also just, yeah, that's just fire. Your brother Jermaine, Michael Jackson's brother, is Jermaine, and you want him to stay out the light. Michael Jackson kind of stole the attention away from the Jackson 5, or the other 4, I should say. You want him to stay out of the light. My phone's ringing. 1 second. But yeah, you say, like, you want your brother to stay out of the light. You want Kendrick to stay out of the light. I feel like he's alluding to something here, something between Jermaine or J. Cole and Kendrick, but I don't remember if this that got followed up on. Jesus Christ, what is my brain? Just all these wires got crossed. I don't remember if this is anything that got followed up on. Jermaine, but you wanted him to stay out of the light. Oh, okay. I think he's just alluding to, you dissed Cole. Like, why did you diss Cole? That type of thing. Like, Cole is getting his spotlight now. Kind of what Cole said. Now that I'm in the lead, Now you're coming after me. I think it's kind of saying the same thing here.
You say your brother Jermaine, but you only here to stay out of the light. Oh shit, just follow me, right? Cause nothing you saying could bother me, right? I get off the plane and nothing has changed. I headed to Delilah with all of my ice.
I don't know who Delilah is or what Delilah is. I still don't.
All of my ice. This shit gotta be over by now for anyone out here that's calling it right. You did. You did. You did. There's nowhere to hide, there's nowhere to hide, you know what I mean. They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen. The picture you painted ain't what it seemed. You did.
That's nasty. And I think stuff did come from that, but I don't know if there's any validity to it. It could have been made up. I mean, this is huge. So everybody who's anybody's going to make stuff up and stuff like that on both sides. But yeah, there was some girl that was like, I guess with some old video of saying like there was a hotel and Kendrick hit his wife or something. I don't know. But like if it was alluding to that and if that is real, seems like somebody did clean that up. It didn't blow up. So I don't know. But I don't know. That's just what I saw on the internet. It could be BS. Continuing. Yeah, it's fire. I'm probably going to listen to this a bunch now that I'm able to listen to it again. Because like I said, I haven't been listening to these songs just to prepare for like this reaction. So like it feels more natural. Oh yeah, it's been a while. This was fire. This whole thing is fire. But that Michael Jackson Prince thing, Drake is way up now. Like this is easily the best flip of that Michael Jackson Jermaine or Prince thing. And I think Kendrick probably knows. I think he did something else with this afterwards. I gotta remember with Not Like Us, but I gotta see when I listen to Not Like Us. But fire. All right, that's over. Subscribe. We're gonna do the next ones tomorrow. Not the next ones. What's the next one? I have no card. Meet the Grams, right? Yeah, Meet the Grams. Okay, Meet the Grams, Not Like Us, and then part 6. Or I think BBL Drizzy before that, but that was stupid. I might skip that. All right, subscribe. Bye. Like.